Jerry Lane Enterprises present Paradise, Louisiana, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana is also brought to you by Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Cracker Barrel Convenience Stores. We have more than you expect. Always fresh, never frozen Raising Cane's. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, Demco, First South Farm Credit, Pro Drive Outboards, H&E Equipment Services, an equipment company run by equipment people.
Welcome to another edition of Paradise, Louisiana. I'm Gary Risponi.
And I'm Roy Couvion with the Canadian Armament, and we make the Predator silencer.
And I'm Don Dubuque. Welcome in. And Gary, got a lot to cover this morning. I just came back from Cocodrie fishing with a couple of good buddies, Captain Johnny Boy Patterson and Captain Henry Smith, and ended up making a nice trip. And we're going to show you how to fish Cocodrie under high water conditions.
Well, I made a trip to Pierreport, Louisiana. And I got to say it slow because the United Sportsman Special Alliance had their second annual fishing tournament with all the captains around there. When I say captain, they're really pro fishermen. Most of them will fish with Fishers of Men. What a great day. United Sportsman Special Alliance do a lot of special needs people, not just kids, but this one was all about kids. And I made a trip, CCA Star Banquet. Everybody asked for you. I think it was the first year you haven't been there. You've been so busy.
I ran late on my trip Thursday. I couldn't get there.
Boy, I tell you what, we had some exciting winners. And it was almost like driving to the LSU ball game. Going in there, I'm telling you, traffic, it was fun. It was the biggest crowd I've ever saw.
Got a special guest coming in today, too.
Steve Lard, the reigning world champion, Hobie world champion, coming back. He's going back. Let him tell you where he's going. It's unbelievable what kind of fish they're going to be fishing for. And this special guest here has got something very interesting.
Well, at Acadian Armament, we are simplifying silencer ownership. We've created the Predator silencer. It's the world's only two-stage silencer. And we're going to make the silencer purchasing process extremely simple. You'll be able to walk into the dealer, purchase the silencer, fill out the stamp application, even get your own NFA gun trust without ever having to leave the store.
And that's very important because, as you may know, silencers are now legal for hunting use in Louisiana, but there's been a lot of red tape, and if there was ever something that needed a shortcut, you got it. We'll be back to talk about that, plus a whole lot of news and our Berkeley Abu Garcia fishing report. We're at Jones Creek Cafe and Oyster Bar, and you're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
I'm on my third Tahoe.
And I'm on my fourth Chevy Silverado pickup. Hey, you know I've had 4 Camaros and 5 Corvettes. Got them all from Jerry Lane.
We're proud to be a Jerry Lane family.
Always lead to. You can count on Jerry Lane.
This is William Holmes Jerry Lane Chevrolet, and you're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Come to the family-owned and operated Cassius Casino in Port Allen today, where the Vegas-style video poker machines are ready for your entertainment. Cassius Casino is the finest, cleanest, classiest casino around. And Cassius 50-style diner is now serving seafood daily, along with your favorite home-cooked specials 24/7. Hey, Cassius is fun. Cassius is exciting. So come to the unsinkable Cassius Casino in Port Allen. Over the river 2 miles west of exit 151.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, we talked about all that high east and southeast wind that came in last week and put a lot of roads underwater and brought a lot of water into the marsh. I got to go to Cocodrie before all that. They still had some high water when I went, but not like what happened after. Went with Captain Johnny Boy Patterson and also Captain Henry Smith. Went out of there with Cocodrie charters. Didn't have to go far. Reason being, the speckled trout, every week that goes, we get a little further into the fall and winter, those speckled trout are transitioning on to the inside. And we found some birds working and put the plastics on underneath the popping cork and ended up catching a nice mess of little speckled trout. And we said, well, let's try for some redfish. Knew the redfish were going to be deep in that grass. And the method we used to get them out of there was dead shrimp, put the wind at your back, put the power pole down, and cast as close to the edge of that grass as you can get it. And as that wind-driven water's being pushed in there, it's pushing that shrimp scent, and it pulls those redfish out.
Y'all not fishing the lee side, y'all fishing the windy side.
Fishing the side that's got the wind pushing up against it. Pushes the bait up against there, too, so you got the combined effect of drawing them out with the shrimp and the bait.
I don't care where you fish down, and that was the one thing I used to have my lease in Golden Meadow and all that, and I'd fish Round Lake. It was tough. We didn't have power poles, but we had to put our anchor and we throw with that wind, and we'd make sure we were secure because the wind would blow you all the way up in the marsh. But we could fish that shoreline, and it must be the bait fish too. Bait fish would be cruising and it'd blow them in there, and them redfish would be like marauders running up and down.
Good fishing going on. In fact, Johnny points out how to fish pockets. That's what you got to concentrate on, and you don't just pull up and throw in there. There's a method to the madness, and Captain Johnny demonstrates that and also gives some more tips. If you're going to be fishing a place like Cocodrie, similar to Leeville and other saltwater areas, here's some tips to use to help you catch. Captain Johnny Boy Patterson of Cocodrie Charters. All right, the east winds got the water pushed up in here, and with it came a whole bunch of speckled trout down here in Cocodrie.
As we start to get more and more of these fronts, you're going to see more and more trout showing up on the inside. Redfish action's been really good. The best thing I can tell you is we're using fresh market bait, fresh shrimp, and we're catching a variety of fish. We're catching trout, redfish, black drum, a few flounders here and there. But we get a good Arctic blast, we're going to start to see more and more trout on the inside.
Yeah, it is solid.
You want to get off of the beaten path with these high winds we've had. You want to get yourself further and further into the marsh. You're coming down this weekend, you're going to be dealing with high water. Best thing I can tell you is to get off the beaten path and as far into the marsh as you can. We're rigging up with a popping cork, about an 18-inch leader. Sometimes a little bit shallower depending on, the depths of water you're working in. But popping cork and fresh market bait. And they got good bait down here in Cocodrie. Redfish. This morning, perfect example. If you see some birds working in some of these deeper canals, those birds are feeding on shrimp. Best thing I can recommend on that is popping cork with voodoo shrimp. Works great. DOAs. All of that's good. A lot of these canals that run in between the, the cuts and the marshes and such, they're going to be holding fish. They might be on top, they might be on the bottom. It all depends. You're just going to have to look, A
little ratty red.
Well, you just want to start, position your boat sideways. The best way I can explain to you. Position your boat sideways, and you just want to work from the point all the way into the pocket from either side. Give it a few minutes, nothing there, move on. You want the wind at your back, and it's going to be real easy to do the way it's blowing right now.
All right, Captain Henry, let's bring him on in here. Whether you want speckled trout, redfish, puppy drum, flounder, or maybe if you're interested in a combination of all three, they're all in close right now in Cocodrie.
We are your friends.
We are your neighbors.
We are your brothers.
Your sisters.
Your sons.
We
We
are
your family.
Because whether it's our team or our loyal customers, the Courtesy family extends far beyond our dealerships. And it's our continued commitment to putting people first that has made us the #1 selling domestic auto dealer in Acadiana. Who are we?
We
are Courtesy.
You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Who doesn't want to save money on fuel? Now, Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network are putting you in control of how much you pay for fuel. Simply buy whatever's on your shopping list. Clothes, groceries, even dinner out. And earn cents per gallon savings at participating retailers nationwide. Now, fuel prices are in your hands. So why wait? Sign up at fuelrewards.com today and turn shopping power into saving power.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
It takes true grit to wake up every morning dedicated to a higher standard of work. At H&E Equipment Services, we're leveraging our national fleet of equipment with a local approach, working closely with customers to understand their needs and provide them reliability, fair prices, and the support of a first-class service team. We're an equipment company, run by equipment people. Where others stop, we continue. H&E Equipment Services, the higher standard in equipment rentals, sales, parts, and service.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
We want to welcome you to the second annual USSA fishing event for catching bigger fish. This morning, what our event's based on is we're going to be taking special needs and terminally ill children fishing to give them an opportunity that they haven't had in the past.
We're here to fish with the United Special Sportsmen's Alliance and Fishermen's of the Men for these kids today, just to show them a good time. Stay with us.
Paradise, Louisiana.
Take it down. How about that? You like that?
I'm gonna sit right here.
This event is called Catching Bigger Fish. It's in memory of our son, Austin, who we lost 2.5 years ago. He was an avid hunter and fisherman. He was happiest when he had a fishing pole in his hands. And he and the whole family just have a special place in our hearts for special needs kids. My profession, my daughter's profession, our kids have gone to school with special needs children all their lives. So this was just something we wanted to do in memory of Austin. Winston Michel is from Pierre Part. He's a member of Fishers of Men, and he was able to get all the fishermen together to come take the kids out on the water for a fun day of fishing.
And I'm one of the volunteers that helps guide some of the children. I've been knowing Andy for about 40-something years, and we've been through a lot together, and it's one of the finest men you'll ever meet.
Andy is the state, I guess, a liaison, a state contact person for United Special Sportsmen Alliance, USSA, who is the sponsor of this event.
I'm Tim DeRoche from Luling, Louisiana.
My name is Mark Campos from Lafayette, Louisiana. That's my son, Mac Campos.
Whew, that's a big brim. What kind of bait you caught on, worm?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that'll look good.
Which is the next one you're going to catch? How big is that one going to be?
Well, we still waiting.
From Baton Rouge.
And what's his name?
Matthew Champagne.
Say what louder, gotta look at me.
Matthew Champagne.
Matthew Champagne. How old are you, Matt?
11.
Boy, that's some good looking fish.
My name's Ryan Gomez. I'm from Bell Road.
Bobby Tomplay from Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Bukubo. Greg and Slade Fox. We're from Lafayette, Louisiana.
Bill Oakland from Shreveport, Louisiana.
And her name?
McKinley Oakland.
We lost Austin to a homicide. He was murdered. It was gun violence. He was shot in a moving vehicle he was driving down the street. He wasn't driving, he was a passenger.
No read.
No suspicion on the shooter's part of what the boys were doing, but they were driving down the street. He shot at a passing vehicle. He killed my son. He wounded the other two passengers, the other two occupants of the truck. And I think what this has really made us realize is that people just don't value life. Life is so precious. Having an event like this where we can bring something positive and see these kids enjoying themselves a day on the water, doing something that they don't typically get a chance to do, just bringing smiles to their faces has been so helpful in us, pulling us through, letting us do something positive for somebody else. And as Robin Roberts says, making a message out of our mess. That's what we're trying to do.
Jonathan Marriage from Shreveport.
What you caught that one on?
Worms.
Where you from?
I'm Dennis Galeas. I'm from Metairie, Louisiana. Casting Cajun. Tony Fontenot.
All right, let's say this.
Personal cameraman.
Keep on casting.
Matthew Champagne. Matthew, what was your best bait?
Be cool.
These shabby things or goodwill things, and you seem to enjoy them as much as I do.
Absolutely.
Because I've seen you with the Wounded Warriors, Wounded Warrior Heroes.
Wounded Warrior Heroes.
So many other events, same as the Wounded Warriors. The autism tournament.
Yes, sir.
And this, I tell you, it's the second year you've been around Winston.
Child'sWish.org. Check them out, make a donation.
Your money will be going to a good cause. Man, it just warms my heart seeing all these kids having so much fun. They're all special and all sweet as can be.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me.
Today we've had a fishing tournament today here for special needs kids down here in Pierpont, Louisiana. We fished 16 different kids today, and everyone had a blast. I want to thank Gary Rispone and Tony for Fontenot for coming and taping today and videoing these kids and helping us with this event. We've had a lot of boats come out today and a lot of people give for this, and we just really thank you. United Special Sportsmen's Alliance is an organization, and I'm the state rep for Louisiana and Mississippi, and we take terminally ill kids or special needs kids hunting and fishing in both the state of Louisiana and Mississippi. We also take wounded warriors or veterans out as well. You can reach us or find our website at www.childswish.org. That's www.childswish.org.
As members of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we've all got a job to do. And the more we work together, the more we save. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Um canal 2 para o estado de Louisiana.
I can't believe y'all brought me out in the blind and we ain't got no food.
Don't worry, Gary. This will be over quick.
Man, I'm hungry.
Get out, Gary. Here they come. That dog loves to hunt.
I really like hunting, but you know what I really love?
I know, Gary. Food.
Now I can eat. Cane's, the official chicken of Louisiana Outdoors.
Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change has been keeping cars and trucks in Baton Rouge clean and running smooth for over 50 years. At Benny's, we feature professional car washing, complete detailing, high-tech waxing and buffing, interior cleaning, and tire shine. Benny's, one stop for car maintenance with complete oil and lube services and even state inspections at our express locations. Visit one of our 5 convenient locations, including our newest store on Greenwell Springs Road. And don't forget to stop by Be Quick Convenience Store and Fuel Stop. Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change. Drive in dirty, drive out clean.
Welcome to the CCA Banquet. Mike McMullen. You're watching the best show, not in the state, in the nation. Paradise, Louisiana. See you on a little bit.
Here we are at the Award Banquet in the store right now. 2015 here is the buck winner. Boy, and I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of stories to that. I interviewed you at the Kayak Rodeo, and it looked like I had something to do with everybody. Tell us about that redfish, where you caught it, and the story behind it.
Okay, I caught it outside of Grand Isle, right in the back side of the island. There's a kayak launch called the Friends of Grand Isle kayak launch. Great little launch right behind the island, right in the middle of the island. Great fishing. It's a perfect kayak launch. And there's some rocks right there, the breakwater from right there in the pass. A lot of boat traffic around that area, and you know, I know Rad released it a week before the tournament started. And then the week of the tournament, that weekend that it started, it was caught by an unregistered angler. I think Michelle Jewell was her name, and luckily for me, and she released it alive. I know a lot of those guys that catch a tagged redfish, and it goes right in the cooler and right on the plate. So very grateful to her, and for releasing that.
What was the best bait, real quick?
It was live shrimp, fishing live shrimp. Right under a cork, fishing those rocks. I went out there, I knew there was a redfish in the area. So, you know, just went out there and threw some shrimp by the rocks and just got lucky.
You're the big champion. Jonathan, now if you won this big truck, where's that truck gonna be? What you gonna do with that truck?
I'm going to be driving that thing till the wheels fall off.
One more tip. You're gonna give a tip to anybody out there watching. What's the best tip you can give them?
Absolutely. Get registered for the Star Tournament. Don't go fishing here in Louisiana without it.
It don't make no difference what's bait. If you ain't registered, ain't no good.
Not at all.
Youth Division winner in the Southeast, Austin Fox from Santa Maria.
Santa Maria.
Tell me where you was fishing and what you caught the fish on.
I was fishing in Cocodrie, Louisiana, and caught it on, I think, live shrimp.
Well, let me ask you a question. What does it mean to you? Did you think you would ever win a boat by just fishing in the Star?
This is my last year eligibility. I didn't even want to enter in it, but my dad said, might as well do it, so I did it anyway, and turns out I won.
You're back again, the Youth Division Western winner, Mr. Tyler Templeton. Tyler, how old are you?
I'm 10 years old.
Where you go to school?
I go to school at Catholic High, New Iberia.
Great. Where were y'all fishing? What area and what you was using for bait?
We fishing in Big Lake, and I was using live shrimp under a popping cork.
Here we are, the sponsors for the Youth Division, Cajun Outboard, and Mercury Marine, Mr. Toby Poirier. What y'all get out of all that?
Man, we get a lot of enjoyment, man. Little kids get to win boats. I mean, how much better can it be?
I'm with my friend Gary Risponi. I want everybody to come to Louisiana and pick your passion.
Someone from Jerry Lane Chevrolet, our presenting sponsor, Mr. Larry Wallace, Mr. Lawrence Wallace. He's a sales consultant at Jerry Lane. Tell me, every time I go in Jerry Lane, we got people asking me about the fish. Where do you fish?
Where do I fish?
Where do you fish?
You know, I let William handle the fishing. William and Mike Venable do all the fishing.
That's
for
the one
me.
that handles all the fish?
That's the one that handles
You eat
the
them?
fishing. I'll eat them now.
You keep?
I'm to be the one on the golf course with them.
I want to thank Jerry Lane for what? Always been with us. One of our best sponsors.
You can count on Jerry Lane.
Another one of my good friends is Jerry Lane, Mr. William Holmes, General Manager.
Jerry Lane Chevrolet.
Now, this is the one that fishes all the time.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Love the fish, man. Grand Isle, Venice.
Where's your
Dulac.
favorite spot right now, this time of year?
For me, Venice, because I love kayaking.
Kayak fishing?
Yes, sir.
You going all the way. I don't see too many brothers in kayak.
I'm one of the brothers that's out there.
You got it. What is it?
Yes, sir.
Benedetta, the Dorado winner, Dustin Benedetta.
Thank you, sir.
Dustin, where you from?
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay. Where were you fishing when you caught this fish? Tell us a little bit about that trip.
About 20 miles south of the lump, and we were just on a rip line. Had a bunch of dolphin hitting all over the place, and luckily, man, one of them just took it and took off.
What landing were you out of?
We're at a Bridgeside Marina.
Yeah,
I love the Star Tournament, man. I tell you what, best tournament there is. Biggest tournament, draws the most people, best sponsors. You know, we got K2 Coolers, you know, Jerry Lane Chevrolet.
We love Paradise, Louisiana.
Chris Weaver, Kayak East winner. Chris, I see you down in Grand Isle. I see you everywhere. Tell me what is making kayak fishing so popular?
It's a total different type of fishing. I've been fishing all my life, and when you're in a kayak, it's just you and the fish. You see things that you don't normally see in a regular boat. You get up and personal with the redfish, and it's unbelievable fishing. When you get in a pond and you see those redfish's backs out of the water and the tailing, and you can actually stretch out with your pole sometimes and almost hand feed these redfish. It's awesome fishing.
What's your favorite bait?
Favorite bait is a gulp. Bar none. The redfish just will not turn up a gulp. If they're hungry, they're going to jump on it.
Another boat winner, Big East winner. Everybody know Tony Bruce. Lately, Tony, you have moved up with the elite. I'm going to tell you what, the big trout fishermen. You know, I know a lot of people are envious. Y'all fish a lot in Venice, but y'all fish all over and y'all been catching big fish. Tell us about this fish.
This fish we caught for the football weekend, and I fished with Ed Sexton and Dudley, and it was the second day of the football, and we were catching a few nice trout, but no real big ones. And then we got at this one rig that I really liked to fish at, that I won a star boat before at that particular rig, and I had a redfish on right before, and I told Dudley the next cast, I said, Dudley, this don't feel like a redfish. I said, I think it's a trout. Well, when the fish come up, and I said, we all seen it, we knew it was definitely going to win the football, but it also, we felt real strong that it was going to win the star. And sure enough, I was fortunate enough that it hung in there until tonight. And
I've been in about 4 tournaments this year, and you and Dr. Weiss and St. Cyr, all them guys. Now, tell me, you were just telling me a while ago, since y'all been fishing, how many boats have y'all won together?
Well, between Terry St. Cyr, Dr. Weiss, and Ed, we've won 10. 10, and I was telling Ed kind of jokingly tonight, I says, we're going to pull up to one of these things one night, they're going to say, man, y'all banned, y'all can't fish anymore. But it's just a pleasure to be able to associate ourselves with great fishermen and an organization like CCA. And we're just fortunate to be able to do that. And we fish hard, but these events like this allow us an opportunity to compete. We love to compete. Ed fished to the last second before the closing.
Y'all compete among yourselves.
Yes, in the same boat.
Y'all like competition.
Yeah. In fact,
but so you really laugh when some people are envious. You really like it.
Well, I got a kind of a saying that I give to my sons and some of the younger people. They say, oh man, you're lucky. I said, let me tell you what luck is. They said, what's luck? I said, luck's when opportunity and preparedness meet. When you prepared and you work hard, that makes you lucky.
I'm Charlie Hayes, be part of CCA.
When you're ready to really enjoy life at a slower pace, become a landowner. First South Farm Credit specializes in financing and refinancing land, but not just for farmers. They offer loans to purchase timberland, hunting and fishing, or recreational property. Their experience in land, timber, and loans set them apart from standard lending institutions. Contact a First South Farm Credit loan officer for more information. First South Farm Credit, a specialized rural land investment lender helping you realize your dream.
Fishing. It's where good stories come from. It's about good times and family and friends. It's about taking a couple home for dinner tonight and saving a few for tomorrow. It's all about that and so much more. To CCA, fishing is about enjoying today and making sure tomorrow is even better. To us, fishing comes with a responsibility for the resources we enjoy so much. If fishing means all that to you, then you belong with CCA.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, it's not often we get to speak with a world champion.
World champion. I told everybody I was around I had a world champion today. And I asked people, I said, have y'all ever been around a world champion? Stick around, you get to talk to one today. So we're going to both get to talk to one today.
Steve Lard joins us. If you're not familiar or don't remember, he came on with us last year. Congratulations, Steve. You qualified to go back another year. How was the journey this time?
Oh, well, it's been a great year. I've won some tournaments. I've competed against some of the best around. The sport of kayaking it has grown, and the level of competition is there. We've had some professional anglers from the Redfish Tour, from Bass Series, come and compete with us, and it's just been a thrill going head-to-head with those guys, and I feel fortunate to be able to go back to another World Championship.
Who are some of the competitors you're going to be against? Top competitors in the world?
Yeah, what we have is 49 anglers from 20 countries, and each country has set up some type of organization, kayaking organization, or tournament series in which these anglers who win or runner-ups are going to be the top 1 or 2 from their country that are going to go to the event. And it's a limited field, and it's basically just champions from around the world.
Just to bring back in a memory when last year you went, you told it was amazing because you didn't know nothing about where you were fishing. You're going to China this year. Last year you put the best plan together. You really wiped them out last year. What's your thoughts on how you going to practice and what you're going to do this year in China, and what kind of fish you're going to be fishing?
Well, there's 3 species that the committee has put together for us to catch as a challenge, to catch these 3 species. 2 of the species are very large. One's a deep water fish, one is more shallow. And just that is tough enough. And then throw on top of that a small perch that we have no idea how we're going to catch this perch. We don't know if it's a deep perch or shallow or what. So we have 8 hours to figure it out. And the only thing I can do is just pull from our resources here in Louisiana and my time on the water and go deep, shallow, in the middle somewhere, try it all, and see if I can figure it out in 8 hours.
Well, you showed us a picture. One of them's a perch, looks like a bass, in the bass and sun perch family. You got one that looks like a tarpon. Yeah, but you said they got big eyes?
It's got to be a deep water fish.
And the big eyes. Tarpon usually on surface over here. So, and then that last one looked like a salmon, and they call it a carp.
Yeah, they call it a carp, but it isn't a carp family, but it does have a salmon sort of a mouth, and it really opens up big to hit. It'll eat a whole fish. It's very similar to a pike, where it'll eat a fish half its size. And the interesting thing about all 3 of these species is they very much eat lures. Top water, slash baits, suspended baits, things like that. And that's what I've been doing my homework on and trying to figure out what type of lures I've seen in photos that other guys around the world have caught the fish with. Those are the lures that are lure class that I'm going to be bringing with me.
What kind you think? What you've seen down there, what kind of lure?
A lot of top water actually for that big carp. A lot of top water. They're a real aggressive fish. Now the other species that looks similar to a tarpon, that's a deep water fish, and lipless crankbaits like your little rattle traps and your red eye shads, that's what I'm banking on. I think that and a type of crankbait is gonna catch that fish.
What size line? What size rod and reel?
I'm bringing, like I always do for any type of international event or something like this, 50-pound braid, 30, 20, 15. And then I'm bringing 2 with just a straight fluorocarbon line, like a 15 and a 10. And that's going to give me variety from... Yeah.
I mean, spinning
right.
rods and in the open face?
Yeah, 3 spinning and 3 bait cast is going to be my setup. Hopefully, somewhere in there, I can get everything covered. The only thing you have to worry about is equipment malfunction. You break the one rod that you figure you fish out on, and you break it, or you break a reel or something. That's the one thing that we try to prepare for, but you just have to have that variety and hope nothing goes wrong.
Steve, you've not only been there, but you've actually won it, so that's going to be a big edge for you. As far as being able to consult with somebody there, could you talk to some of the experts there, maybe some of the residents, and get some advice, or is that not allowed?
It's allowed 30 days or more before the competition. There is a blackout time when no information on the lake really can be exchanged. No one can fish the lake, and you really aren't supposed to talk to any person who has inside information on the lake. They do have strict rules about that. When we get there, we're all going to be consulted as a group by some local experts, local not really guides. They don't guide on the lake, but local fishermen that fish the area.
In the know.
Yes.
So what's at stake here? What can you come back with if you win the World Championship?
Well, that's unlikely now. Not too much pressure. What's at stake is a gold, silver, bronze. This is just like the Olympic format, where you have all these guys from around the world, and it's no money. There's no money up for grabs. It is just an Olympic-style format, which is great. Really, in this type of a situation, you're not fishing for points. You're not fishing for money. You just go for the whole thing. I'm going for the gold, and that's it. And
go for the gold.
Go for the gold.
USA, USA.
That's it.
And while we're saying that, the other person going with you, you said he's Alabama, Mr. Parrott.
That's right.
Tell us a little bit about him real quick.
Benton Parrott's going with me. Benton is a top competitor in the kayak series around Louisiana. And Ben has won the IFA championship a couple of times. He's won the National Angler of the Year. So him and myself were usually right up there in that final group in these IFA competitions. And he's just a heck of a fisherman. He's going to be my partner teammate. So we're going to go down there, and we really have some excellent fishermen. We have a guy from Kentucky who is a bass expert. He just knows bass fishing. He beat 100 anglers to qualify for this event. We have some outstanding team members this year.
From USA.
Yes, sir.
One other thing, you get there, you got to bring all your rods in there, and y'all flying there. But Hobie furnishes everything else.
That's right. Hobie's providing all the kayaks, depth finders, our hotels, everything, transportation, all that's taken care of. So, well, we really
everything
have
all alike.
That's right.
It's
Everything
like the best master class.
Exactly like the Classic used to be. At one time, everyone had identical rigs and across the board. That's the way the kayaks are going to be rigged.
All I can tell you is good luck and glad to be part of it. Bring back the medal.
Thank you. Thanks so much. And Steve, I know you got a lot of fans from all the kayak clubs across the Gulf Coast. How can they keep up with this on a daily basis? Is there a website they can check?
Yeah, there's 2015 Hobie Fishing Worlds Championship, and you can go to the website and there'll be pictures, and they're going to have also a 2015 Hobie Worlds Facebook page, and you can get minute-by-minute, play-by-play stuff that's going to be coming across. Now, myself, I'm going to be limited to post because we're in China. So we're going to have to rely on some of the media folks to bring our interviews and things like that, our fishing reports, back home.
All right, very good. Well, Steve, we hope to see you coming back wearing a gold medal around your neck.
Thanks. Thanks so much.
All right, we'll be right back. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
It takes true grit to wake up every morning dedicated to a higher standard of work. At H&E Equipment Services, we're leveraging our national fleet of equipment with a local approach, working closely with customers to understand their needs and provide them reliability, fair prices, and the support of a first-class service team. We're an equipment company, run by equipment people. Where others stop, we continue. H&E Equipment Services, the higher standard in equipment rentals, sales, parts, and service.
Introducing Powerade Ion 4, complete with 4 electrolytes lost in sweat. Powerade Ion 4, the complete sports drink.
Welcome back to Paradise, Louisiana, our news and announcement segment. And Gary, big news, we talked about the BP settlement money. Governor Jindal was directing the CPRA to use some of the BP settlement to finish the Highway 1 extended, the elevated section between Golden Meadow and Fouchon. They had a big meeting. Environmental groups showed up in opposition, and they kind of did a compromise. They're using Go Mesa money, which again is earmarked for coastal restoration, but it also can be used for other projects that would aid in the bringing back and the restoration of the coast. So I'm not so bad about that. It's much better than using the BP settlement money.
It's not going to be a bad mark against us, the rest of the nation right now, if the next time we go to asking for money for coastal
exactly
restoration.
Right. It won't have that stigma attached to it. The other thing is, you still got some time before the November 5th Wildlife and Fisheries Commission meeting. Larry Reynolds was with us on the show a couple weeks ago. He wants your opinion. Contact him in person, either through email, telephone number, and of course use the opinion survey that they've got on the website at Wildlife and Fisheries, whether you are for the proposed or the current boundaries.
If you're watching this on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it'll be the following Thursday at the Wildlife and Fisheries meeting.
Exactly. And also I want to make an announcement. Now that the hunting seasons are here, particularly got the youth hunting season in the coastal zone, they are now taking registrations for the Youth Hunter of the Year for 2016. It'll be presented in 2016. It's for this season, 2015-2016. So if you bring in one of your youngsters, the boys or girls hunting, make sure they take some pictures, have them write a little story, and send it on in to Louisiana Outdoor Writer Association or Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries, and we present those awards at our summer convention.
They do the
LOW.
Youth Angler of the Year now. I don't know if they're going to start now, but I'm sure every year we do that now at our
Never too
event.
early to start. You got some events.
Well, I've got some events, and I almost missed this one, and I want to tell about it. Shattering Clays for Gateway. Gateway is a therapeutic horsemanship, and the way they take these kids, they're special needs kids, and they put them on horses, teach them how to ride, a big outdoor activity. They got a lot of people to do it. We got kids in our family that participate in this. It's going to be at Hunter's Run. It's going to be this coming Friday. If you're watching this on Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to start at about 8 o'clock in the morning for registration. You got registration for different things, but they're going to have demonstrations. So if you bring your kids out there early, if you got special needs kids and you want them to see how this program is going on, you be out there early at 8 o'clock, and I think about 8:30. I think the shooting's going to start between 8:30 and 9 right after registration. They're going to have lunch served. Pat Singleton, my buddy, is going to be out there. I'll be out there also, but I'm not the celebrity Pat Singleton. I just love Pat Singleton. He keeps everything rolling and fun. So it's not too late. You know, you can just show up and shoot 4-man teams, or you can ask to be put on a team. So big thing, that's at Hunter's Run. That's October 30th, and that's a Friday. It's coming up. Also, we got a lot of Delta Waterfowl and DU. Delta Waterfowl, the Baton Rouge chapter is going to be at the Mini Barns at LSU, and that's going to be on November the 4th. That's a Wednesday night. Also, in Jefferson Parish, the West Jefferson branch, is going to be, what's the name of that street? I don't even remember.
It's on Edenborn. It's in Jefferson. It's where it's been held every year, the Jefferson chapter of Ducks Unlimited. You'll see the information on the screen show up there. It'd be a good one.
And I think that's all I got as far as that now.
All right, we'll be right back with the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report from Jones Creek Cafe and Oyster Bar in Baton Rouge. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
You can count on Jerry Lane.
At Jerry Lane, they rolled the red carpet out for me.
It's always been Jerry.
You know what? It's tradition, it's family, and that's what keeps us coming back to Jerry Lane.
Get in the lane, get in the lane. Get in the lane, get in the lane. Get in the lane.
We're a Jerry Lane family.
Always lead to. You can count on Jerry Lane.
GM Cable, locally owned and operated since 1984, has grown from a one-man shop to a family company with more than 90 employees. For more than 2 decades, GM Cable has established itself as one of the most trusted contractors in Louisiana. GM Cable specializes in fiber optic installation, video surveillance, directional boring, aerial and outdoor construction, and much more. Log on to gmcable.com to learn more about this rock-solid local company. GM Cable, improving the standards of communication.
Who doesn't want to save money on fuel? Now, Shell and the Fuel Rewards Network are putting you in control of how much you pay for fuel. Simply buy whatever's on your shopping list. Clothes, groceries, even dinner out. And earn cents per gallon savings at participating retailers nationwide. Now, fuel prices are in your hands. So why wait? Sign up at fuelrewards.com today and turn shopping power into saving power.
Visit Cracker Barrel convenience stores before heading fishing or hunting. We have more than you expect.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. And Gary, this is going to be a tough week to give accurate, up-to-date fishing reports because we have had such a change last week with that high water that came in.
This was Monday morning. We had 6 inches in Central. But if you look at the map all the way up north, even to Shreveport and all the other places that they got all this rain, Lafayette area, and I'm sure down in Cocodrie and the places that you visited, if that east wind keeps blowing. The only thing we can hope for is the north wind blows some of it out. I was just ready to give you a good report on fishing the Florida rivers and all the creeks and where you can wade and catch those. You catch those Kentucky bass, but all that's out right now till the water goes down. So I'm not even going to waste my time, and I'm going to go saltwater right now because I got word in Mass Sunday and everywhere about all the fish we caught in Leeville. Same way under the bridge, the golden meta. They're fishing in the main canals. They're seeing birds coming. The shrimp are running. I got a shrimp report off the bank in Fouchon. People catching cast nets and doing it. You got one from another area. People with the butterfly, the wing net. Yeah, so they're catching. I got Shelby from my, I guess you call him the Tim Marine reporter with Perry Barris. He's catching specks and redfish under a cork. He's using, I go forget about the matrix shad. He's using matrix shad and catching fish. The ones in Leeville are catching them on live shrimp. They're catching flounder also down there. And they're fishing plastic. They're fishing a gulp. They're catching flounder and speckled trout on the gulp. The new penny has been a hot color. And then on the voodoo shrimp, they catch them under a cork. And once again, I would tell you, if you want to go catch it, if you got a good place, or you can be safe, bring your cast net and catch your own shrimp for bait and something to eat. You can big, pretty shrimp.
Well, they might be able to catch some fish and shrimp on some of the roadways too. That 4-foot storm surge that came in addition to all the heavy rain, put water on the road down in Delacroix Island. It put water near the Goose Bayou Bridge down in Lafitte, the Highway 51. The old road was completely underwater, so there's definitely been some problems there. Hopefully that good saltwater fishing is going to pick up where it left off when we finally get that switch around and that water starts falling out.
You know, and what about offshore? You know, they was turning them. I got people sending me pictures of still catching mangroves, and the people are keep waiting on a tuna bite. They say the tuna bite's getting closer and closer. What did you hear about the tuna
Same
bite?
thing, but you know, again, we had those high winds, and that kept a lot of people inside. The tarpon fishing is probably about played out now, but we got good news. Remember, we talked about David Prevost's fish. He and Jeff W. went out and caught that new state record tarpon. That is also going to be, when accepted, an official United States record tarpon. Not a world record, but it'll be the biggest one ever caught off the coast of the United States. I think the one that's the world record is around 286 pounds. So they got some going to top that
well,
one.
you never know. But if Coon and all that people keep it up there, and it gets more popular and more people out there. But if you saw that video last week, all them rows, and want to thank Tony Fondo and Gary Krause for that video. It really got me excited, and really, it made me really upset to know that they were going back out this week and get that last weekend. So.
Well, Gary, let's get a little bit of a hunting report in here. Hunting's been good. Got a lot of squirrel hunters out there been successful this season.
Oh, yeah, but they all sending me pictures. But I saw a few of my neighbor again. He's hunting in Greenwood Spring, not far from my house. And I haven't seen none around our house. I see a lot of cat squirrels, but he's also killing fox squirrels, and he killed what I call a blaze face. I know we got a lot of them in St. Francisville area and Point Capee. You call it a
Bachman's
squirrel. Well, we just talked about it, and I've killed them before and doing that, but I still ain't seen that albino squirrel yet. I had people kill them and send pictures a long time ago, but I haven't seen none lately.
Well, you know our bird hunting buddy Jason Branch that has a little Brittany Lucy. That's on his bucket list to get one of those Bachman's fox squirrel. He only wants one, so if somebody out there is generous enough to invite him to come, he wants to get one of those Bachman's.
If you see him, let him go. That's what you're trying to tell
Yeah, right.
But you know, to make it even better, that blaze face, it looked twice as big as the other fox squirrel.
They're bigger. They're much bigger.
It was the biggest fox squirrel I've seen in years, and I've killed some big ones. And this was a female, too. It was a tremendous squirrel. We took some pictures of him holding it, and he wouldn't hold it toward the camera and make it big. It was just one big squirrel.
All right, we also got the youth waterfowl season opening up. I know it's Halloween this weekend, but it's time to get out there.
I didn't think it'd make that much difference, but I know some people, I know some clubs right now, going back to that old argument, they don't want to shoot them up.
No.
They said they're going to take the kids with them opening day, but they don't want to scare the ducks. It's been hard right now. Now, what's all this rain going to do? I talked to people that say it was perfect. You and I both talked to Ryan Lambert.
Right.
that marsh got that tidal surge, brought that salt water. They got some of the marsh dying. Now, he says it's got a lot of seeds,
right,
and it's going to probably stay there. So I don't know, but we'll find out when you go next week to hunt with Ryan.
He also said that he's got openings for open weekend. Somebody canceled out. This is a rare opportunity, so you might want to check it out.
You mentioned on the radio.
Yep.
So
it may be gone.
You
but
hear this Wednesday night and you want to go, and let me know. If you go, well, I'll come video it.
Cajun Fishing Adventures, or you can call him 504-559-5111 and see if he's still got those open. Don't forget to send your pictures in of your fish, of your squirrels, your deer, your game. We also got the snipe season opening up next week too, statewide.
And remember, we're going to bring in you more on that predator silencer.
Very important. All right, we'll see you back here again next week for another edition of Paradise, Louisiana.
Ooh, yeah. That's
right away, you're better.
That's good fish.
Well, that's when you want to have a tournament. Yeah. The thing this morning seems to be like they're on the grass more than the wood. I don't know if the wood's too shallow or what, but they're on that scattered grass more than they are on the wood. Spinner bait, swim jig, just anything, a little shad bait, and
when you say swim jig, you swimming that jig fast,
yeah.
Because there's so much grass or what?
No, just looking for a reaction bait. Got a little swim bait trail on it, and just looking for a reaction bait. And the deal too is the water's pretty shallow. You're catching them probably less than 2 foot. So you gotta move it. If not, you drag your mud.
Yeah.
That is humdinger swim jig. And
that's a swim jig.
Tom Mansour designed it. Best thing about it is that hook. That's a hopped up Gamakatsu hook. It's a thin wire. The thing about this swim jig is you don't want to set the hook real hard because the hook is it's a thin wire hook. So you don't want to set the hook on. You just want to reel into him and lean into him. But that is a well-designed swim jig with the head and the eye and the hook. It's not just some jig we put together. It was designed by a good one.